What's up everybody, and welcome back to the Offbeat Gardener. I'm gardening in zone 7A. Today I have a little project. I got a little something in the mail. If you can see the sticker there, it says GreenStalk. So I did get a package from GreenStalk that I paid for myself. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. But today I need to do a little something with my GreenStalk, and I'll tell you in a second what it is that we're about to do. So I have my GreenStalk here that we have some spinach on the bottom and some different types of lettuce that's growing. Hopefully you can see that. We also have strawberries here. There's a bunch of them coming up, so that's really exciting. And what I purchased, it's super hard to see because it's kind of sunken in the ground, but I do have wheels on this thing, so it is able to move and spin around. If I were to have it on like concrete or some kind of pavement or something like that, since it's sitting on dirt basically, I need a way to turn this. What that box over there is, and I'll open it in a second to show you, there's a little base that you can buy for your GreenStalk planter that goes between the bottom layer and where the wheels are. And basically what it allows you to do, it allows you to rotate the entire GreenStalk without having to use the wheels at all. So it's something I should have purchased when I first got the GreenStalk, but I didn't think about it at the time. I just thought, let me get the wheels, it'll be fine, but turns out it's not. So we have to go to plan B, and I'm gonna unbox that bad boy over there and let's see what we got. So here's what we have in the box. We have the rotating bottom portion. That's what that looks like. Box also came with one of these, which I already have installed. I don't know if you saw it in the previous clip when I was showing you the bottom of the GreenStalk with the wheels, but I already have one of these installed, so I don't need this one. But it's good to have an extra one, so I'm gonna hold on to this. And also I apologize if my nails are dirty, but I was just planting some leeks, and I wasn't wearing gloves, so you know how that goes. The box also came with some stickers and some sweet basil seeds, so that's really nice that they include some extra goodies in there. That's really cool. If you've never grown in a GreenStalk before, honestly it's awesome because you can grow all kinds of small things in here. Like here I have the lettuce plants, and different varieties of lettuce and spinach, and of course a lot of people use these for strawberries because they're really good for strawberries. The one that I have is the leaf planter. So if you can see, the pockets are about the size of my hand. There's another one that they have, just the regular GreenStalk planter, and those have deeper pockets. They're a little more narrow but deeper, so they're probably come up to it's probably like an additional couple inches. So what I'm going to do today is disassemble this thing so that I can put that on the bottom so that I can easily rotate this. And while I'm at it, I have some kale growing here that the squirrels messed around with my seed placement, so they're kind of clustered together. I do have those leeks over there that I need to plant somewhere. I don't want to throw them out. They're still good leeks, so I was thinking to put them in here and to transplant the kale into the empty pockets in the GreenStalk. So that's what I'm going to do. And filling up the GreenStalk is something, and assembling it is something that I should have done when I first bought this, but it didn't cross my mind to film it. I don't know why. But while we're disassembling it, you'll kind of see how this whole process works. So I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling this piece by piece, and once I get everything on the ground, I'll discuss how the whole GreenStalk planter thing works, including how to fill your levels and how to assemble it, since I didn't do that the original time. Stay tuned. Alright, so here we have the base of the GreenStalk. You can see the wheels are right there. So you can move this around, but because it's on dirt, it doesn't work. It doesn't work the way that it's intended to. Also, here is the hose. The whole point of the hose is that if you put too much water in there, or let's say you get a hard rain, whatever extra water will make its way down the GreenStalk and it'll come out of that tube. So that's what that's for. Here we have the different layers of the GreenStalk. So this was the top one. So the top layer, and then it kind of works its way down. I'm not sure what variety of lettuce I planted in here, but none of it germinated. So I need to keep that in mind. I need to go through my records and see what it is that I planted here, because as you can see, I didn't have trouble anywhere else. Everything else popped up. I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but this is a good opportunity for me to put kale in here, so that's what I'm gonna do. Basically, the way that this works is you have these different layers here. Technically, this should be filled up to the very top, but I didn't do that. I didn't have enough soil at the time, and it's fine because I've amended it since, and I'm just gonna continue to amend it, so it's not a big deal. But what you wanna do is when you have these layers separated like this, when you first get your GreenStalk, it says soil to top over here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how much soil you want to put in your GreenStalk. I would suggest using a bagged soil or any kind of nutritious soil that you might have on hand. So you want to fill that up, and then then what you do is you basically stack them. So you're going to alternate between one level of the GreenStalk, and on top of that, you're going to want to attach this thing, which is what catches the water. There are little holes here right where my thumb is. There's another one over here. Hopefully you can see those little holes on the edges. Those holes are there so that when you put this watering tray in and the water makes its way from the top of the GreenStalk to the bottom, it'll collect in this bucket, and then it'll kind of get to each individual pocket through these little holes. So that's basically how this works. Like I said, you stack one layer of this, put this on top, and you keep doing that until you get to the very end. And this piece right here is the very top of the GreenStalk. This is the final piece that goes in, and this is basically your water reservoir. So this is where you can water it however you want, but the whole point of this is that it does have like fill lines in there. Hopefully you can see that. And you want to fill this up with water, and again, it has those holes in it, and what the water does is it waters the pockets on the top layer, and then whatever water is left over will continue to make its way through the GreenStalk until you get to the bottom, and any excess water, like I said, will come out of this pipe here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the rotating base on the one that I just got in the mail. I'm gonna try to attach it to this now. All right, so it turns out you can't layer these two together, which is kind of a bummer. I thought I could just put this piece on top of that piece, but it's not going to work that way. So what I have to do is take the wheels off of the bottom piece I had before and move them over to this thing, which is not terribly difficult. I mean, they basically pop out. It's hard to do with one hand, but you can see I just did that. The part of it that's a pain is getting these into here because they need to click. So you kind of have to put some muscle into it. Sometimes they click really easily, sometimes they don't. And it's really hard to do with one hand. So you basically jiggle it around until it goes in there. I'm going to have to do this with two hands, so I'm going to put the camera down. But that's basically how this works, is you take the wheels and you just put them into the holes here until you push them down until they click, and then they'll stay in place. Like you can see, this one's not going anywhere. What's up guys, editing me here. I just wanted to show you real quick, GreenStalk currently has a sale on their original GreenStalk planter. The one that I have that you're seeing in this video is the leaf planter. They do have the original one on sale for $109, and there are some coupon codes out there that'll give you another 10 bucks off. I just wanted to show you this real quick. I think the sale is going until Mother's Day, so if you wanted to grab one of these, again, it's only for the original one, which I'll show you what it looks like right here, and it's similar to the one that I have. It's just that the pockets are a little more narrow and a little longer, and it does come in 3 colors. So you can get the beige one that I have, or you can get this orangey one, which they're calling terracotta, or you can get the evergreen, and they're all the same price, $109 from originally $169. When they have them regularly on sale, it's $149, but this is like a super sale. Spoiler alert, I bought 2 because I couldn't help myself. If you happen to pick one of these up, let me know down in the comments below. All right guys, we're gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting here. So I want to show you this real quick because I got all of the wheels in except for one. If you can see right here, there's a little ring that goes around that piece. And the problem I'm having is that the ring is sticking out a little bit too much. If you're having that problem where your wheel doesn't want to go into the base, it might be that this little piece right here is a little too wide compared to the rest of the metal piece. So just take some pliers and kind of squish it in a little bit, and that should do the trick. All right, that definitely did the trick. I just kind of squeezed it in with some pliers and the wheel popped right in. Because these wheels, I had trouble with them the first time around, so that's something to keep in mind. If you end up buying this thing with the wheels, you don't have to buy the wheels. That's a separate option that you can get. That's just something to keep in mind, because I didn't know that and when I first assembled it, and I just was struggling for no reason. Just a little tip from me to you. I'm gonna go ahead and attach the hose, and then we're gonna reassemble this and transplant that kale. So to put the GreenStalk, one of the tiers on top of the rotating, here you can see that it rotates now. All you have to do is kind of gently put it on top of the rotating base until you hear a snap. Just kind of wiggle it around until you hear a snap. You can see now this whole piece is moving together because I snapped it into place. Once you do that, you take your watering, whatever you want to call this, just plop it right there, and then you add the next layer. All right, this is the level where none of the lettuce grew that I planted, so I'm gonna go ahead and transplant some of the kale that I have into this portion of the GreenStalk. All right, I went ahead and transplanted the kale. If you're curious as to how I did that, I literally just took the plant wherever it was and just kind of scooped underneath it to pull the whole thing out as one big chunk, so that when I go to transplant it in here, I'm not really disturbing the roots. So that's how I did this. Another point I want to make real quick, hands are sufficiently dirty, by the way, full of dirt. When you're assembling or disassembling or doing anything with the GreenStalk where you're taking the layers apart, try to do it when you have drier soil, because if your soil is super wet, it's going to be extremely heavy. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you find yourself building this and putting soil in it, make sure the soil is dry. Wait until the very end, to once you assemble it back together, to water everything in. Alright guys, and there you have it, our fully reassembled GreenStalk that we can now comfortably rotate. You can see I'm doing it with one hand. This is great. I'm really impressed. Again, I'm not affiliated with this brand at all. I just really enjoy their product. And in the future, there's a possibility I will get more, because I really enjoy these things, especially for small things like greens, or you can even put radishes or whatever. I would like to eventually at one point have one that's completely filled with strawberries, but we shall see. We'll see what the future has. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the GreenStalk at all, just let me know in the comments down below. Oh, one more thing before I forget. When you're assembling the GreenStalk, it has these like little teeth. I don't know if you can see the little ledges, the little teeth here on either side. Hopefully you can see that. You want to make sure that they fit snugly across here and snap into place. That way you know for sure that this isn't going to topple over or be lopsided or anything. So I wanted to point that out, because the first time I built this thing, I didn't pay attention to these little teeth, and I ran into an issue where one of my layers was lopsided. Then I had to take everything down again and rebuild it again. Just to help you avoid some of that headache, just be sure to keep in mind that there are those little teeth that you want to kind of hook to the layer below it. But anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the GreenStalk or anything else for that matter, please leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have a GreenStalk, I'd love to hear what you're currently growing in your GreenStalk, or if you are in the market for something like this for a vertical garden, is the GreenStalk something you might consider picking up? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.